Hello, this is Ascension Guide and Intuitive Healer Matthew John, and this video is a simple exercise to lead us into non-duality. So first of all, what is non-duality? Another word for non-duality is oneness. It is a place of non-judgment, a place where there is no separation. And because there is no separation, there also is no better or worse. There's no higher or lower. There's no there's nothing that's not just isness. It's a bit of an esoteric explanation for non-duality, but it's an energy, and it's what we're moving toward as people as we ascend from the third dimension into the fifth dimension. Our bodies, our physical bodies, are actually changing their structure from a third dimensional body into a fifth dimensional body, and at the same time we're on these spiritual journeys that seem like they're out there in the world. They're both inward and outward, right? But your spiritual journey on an outward level leads you into different situations with different people that cause you to constantly reevaluate what's going on inside and how you react to certain things, how you feel about certain things, and how you deal with your life, right? So we're moving on an outward level, so to speak, and an inward level on the ascension path towards non-duality. So this is an exercise that I've been practicing lately that I learned from watching Matt Kahn's work, and I've been following Matt Kahn for a couple of years now, and his work has allowed me to transform so much and to really accelerate my journey and to let go of so much baggage, emotional baggage and energy, and clear out cellular trauma and all that, right? So this is not exactly how he presents this in his video, but in one of his videos, but the essence is the same. I'm just presenting it in a little different way here and from my own experience of using this. So the formula of the exercise is may fill in the blank be blessed. May be blessed. All right, so you go throughout your day, and whatever comes into your field of perception, whether it be visually, whether it be audibly, whether it be through thought, just a random thought comes into your head, may that thing be blessed. Okay, so you're walking down the street, walking your dog. May this tree be blessed. May this bird be blessed. May that person be blessed. May this piece of trash on the street be blessed, and pick it up if you want to, right? May the sky be blessed. You see chemtrails in the sky, may the chemtrails be blessed. You see snow, may snow be blessed. May rain be blessed. May that sewer grate be blessed. May that mailman be blessed, right? May that car be blessed. You're offering blessings to everything. The essence of non-duality is unconditional love. Unconditional love. And a blessing, when you're offering a blessing, you're offering unconditional love. Now let's break that down. Unconditional love. Unconditional love means without condition. Love without condition. Meaning no condition. There is no condition whereupon you shall withdraw your love from whatever you're directing it towards, or whoever you're directing it towards. there is no condition. If there was any condition, it would no longer be conditional love. So this is where the exercise gets interesting, right? It's easy to go about your day and your life and bless things that look nice, right? Bless things that you like. Even the piece of garbage on the street is not that big of a deal to bless, although it might seem a little strange at first if you haven't practiced this, to bless a piece of trash that you see on the street, whether or not you pick it up after, right? But what about the things that come into your field of experience that you don't like? Or what about the things that you just happen to notice, right? That you don't like or are uncomfortable? This is where the exercise gets interesting. Let's say you have the radio on in your car and you hear of something very tragic that happens. Let's say a murder, right? In your city. May the victim of that murder be blessed. May the murderer be blessed. May all law enforcement officers involved be blessed. May all law enforcement officers be blessed. May all victims of murder be blessed. May all families of victims of murder be blessed. May all murderers be blessed. May all families of murderers be blessed. And this might seem a little far out to you, or a little bit of a leap. But what's going on energetically when you offer a blessing to something that people don't normally offer a blessing to, you're actually helping to shift it. And you're helping to shift it, not just the event itself. And I'm not saying, let's say there was a murder in your city and you silently or out loud in your car by yourself offering blessings, may be blessed to everyone involved, including the perpetrator or perpetrators of the crime. It's not going to suddenly disappear and time's going to rewind and the murder never would have happened. But you're adding a healing vibration to that event. And you're adding a healing vibration to the field itself. We all reside in one unified field of consciousness, all 8 billion plus of us on this planet. And the planet herself and the animals and the elements, everything, it all makes up one unified field on this planet. And when you offer your blessing to something that has a lot of negative energy, a lot of dark energy in it, you're adding a healing vibration that reverberates out and is actually going to make sure that less and less of these things happen over time. That's how powerful your blessing can be, because there's not a lot of us yet that are doing this kind of thing. You know, I grew up in a kind of normal third dimensional family with totally asleep parents, and I was totally asleep myself until about, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I went to a public school, right? And so I kind of grew up plugged into the matrix, right? And what is the matrix? How are you kind of indoctrinated into reacting to negative news or scary things in the matrix? It's with fear, it's with judgment, it's with, well, we have to stop this from happening, so we need to do this and this and this. And those things all have their place, of course. If something happens in society that in general is not good for the population, of course, there's things that can be done, laws, But the reaction that you're taught to have is definitely not to bless all involved, including the perpetrators themselves. So this is something that's pretty new for most, right? But what happens when you do this is you shift things on an energetic level. You become a transmuter. And as light workers, I do believe that's one of our primary roles, if not the primary role of a light worker, is to transmute darkness into light. And the way that we transmute darkness into light is by blessing. And even if you can't go so far as blessing something that you don't like, something that feels uncomfortable or painful, and that's totally fine. It's totally understandable. Just by withdrawing your judgment from the situation, that is actually an act of love and an act of unconditional love in and of itself that actually adds positive energy to the situation, to the field itself. A great example, especially if you live here in the United States, Donald J. Trump, right? Just by saying those words, how many of you have a feeling in your body like, ugh, right? I don't have that feeling in my body when I hear his name because I don't give my energy into fighting against anything anymore. To me, I see his name and I almost laugh most of the time, or I just have no reaction. So I'm not feeding into it, okay? But what happens is there's this force of Donald Trump, right? And it's this very dark, negative force, isn't it? And on the other hand, just the name or just any news around him or whatever the administration is doing, it gets people to feed into it with their judgment. Judgment. And judgment is another word for separation, which is kind of the polar opposite of non-duality, of oneness, is separation. Okay? So, by feeding into anything with your judgment, it does nothing to transmute it. It actually only feeds the energy of whatever's going on. So the only thing that we can do, not the only thing, but as light workers, just going about our light worker lives and dealing with our own lessons and things, the way that we can help to shift all of the really awful and not nice things. And I know that sounds like a judgment, but all of the things, let me reword this, that we don't prefer to see in our highest preferred planet Earth. All of those things, the violence, the abuse, the way that we shift them is by offering blessings. And if we can't offer blessings to those things, then we offer blessings to the things that we can offer to the simple things, to art and to family and to our pets and to nature, right? But the exercise really that I'm speaking of and that what I've been practicing is whatever comes into my field of perception. And it might just be something comes into my mind. It could be an old fear from years ago that's kind of coming back to be reprocessed, as those things tend to do. They get repackaged, so to speak, and come back at different points on our spiritual journey. Because our spiritual journey is not a straight line. It's actually a spiral. And you keep coming back to certain things as time progresses. So may all those involved in that thing that scared me be blessed. May that person that hurt me the most be blessed. And you might not be ready to say that, and that's okay. May all perpetrators of the type of thing that that person did to me be blessed. May all unconscious parents be blessed. May all victims of that same thing that I went through be blessed. May all those victims of any type of abuse, be it physical, emotional, verbal, be blessed. And may all those perpetrators of that be blessed too. You see, because think about it. You have the age-old karmic game is perpetrator and victim. Perpetrator and victim. Who needs more healing? Well, they both need healing, right? But who needs even more healing, really, is whoever would be in such a dark state to commit such an act and abuse another person or abuse an animal or whatever, right? That person needs light. They don't need more judgment. They need more light. They need more blessing. Now, the fear of this, and you might have already have thought of this while watching this video, is, well, if I bless something terrible or someone who commits some sort of terrible act, then I'm actually facilitating it. I'm actually enabling it, right? The exact opposite is actually true. As I've said, you actually end up transmuting it. You become a transmuter of the energy of it. You're not changing the act itself. You're not changing what happened. You're shifting the energy of that and of all like acts on the planet. And you're actually putting an energy out there that, when aggregated, helps to make sure that these things come to an end. Right? Because we all want to live as light workers. None of us, I don't think, have to kid ourselves anymore. We want to live on a planet of peace. We want to live on a planet where all people are safe, where parents raise their children in the most aligned and conscious ways because the parents are conscious themselves, right? Where there's enough food and enough abundance for everyone, where nature is respected, where animals are respected, right? Where the planet is no longer polluted, where the air is no longer polluted with chemtrails and with whatever else garbage up there, right? Another little judgment, but whatever other things that we don't want in our future up there, right? So whatever you don't want to see in the future of the planet, if you offer those things a blessing when they happen to come into your experience, whether directly or you hear something or just a random firing in your brain, if there is such a thing, right? Who knows, every thought might happen because it's meant to be, right? Wouldn't that be a trip? If you offer those things a blessing, you're acting as a transmuter and you're putting out an energy of healing into the field. And you're actually helping us as a collective and the planet to move into that timeline where these things no longer exist.